So good afternoon. Confirm I'm audible.
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
So thank you very much, Prince. So you're welcome. At least you are the first to join this session today. So Rashid, are you on the call? Oh, I thought I saw Rashid some minutes ago. Okay, so we'll be starting any moment from now. Let me just confirm Rashid is close by.
Hello, hello, sir. I'm close by. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, Rashid. You're welcome on the call.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So can we
So you
start,
have
sir?
the floor. Please take over.
Okay. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are joining from. So my name is Rashid Oguniro, the current lead for Data and AI Skill Development Initiative. And today we are starting a new series. This is what we normally do. We are just done with implementing data engineering on Fabric from January to April. And now we are starting a new series on Excel and Power BI. The reason is because there are a lot of beginners around us. There are some people that are just starting the journey and they really need to understand what we're doing. And so today I'm privileged to have our lead, our founder, our convener as the speaker for today, and he's going to declare this series open. It's going to be for 6 months and each track for each week. So every week, every first week in a month, we have this session. Second week, we have another one. Third week, like that. So we are going to have 4 different tracks. And so, ladies and gentlemen, help me appreciate our speaker for today, Mr. Adeji Folani. He will be taking us through some rudiment of Microsoft Excel for today. Thank you. Can I see a sign of emoji as a way of appreciating him on the call?
Thank you. Okay, so thank you very much, Rashid. So without wasting much time, let me throw up my screen. So please, if my screen is up there, kindly let me know. Can you see my screen?
DJ. I can see your screen.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, so we have quite a lot we'll be learning today and during the series. So this is data analysis with Microsoft Excel. That is where we'll be starting from. And for those of us that are curious, what is M211? M211 simply means Microsoft Excel Experts 365 Application Certification Examination. So this is the course. We will be touching some key things. And for those of us that want to take it further, I will share a link with you on Microsoft Learn, where you can prepare yourself and go for this certification exam. Or just go to Microsoft Learn and type MO211. So that will take you there. You can get to the end of the documentation on Microsoft Learn and go for the professional exam. So once again, let me quickly run through what we are planning to do for this period. So for the period of 6 months, we have this training meant for all of us that want to develop ourselves in any of these 4 tracks. Please, I need you to pay attention to this. Every first Saturday of the month, we'll be looking at Microsoft Excel. Like today, we are starting today. We'll be looking at Microsoft Excel, and also we'll be looking at Microsoft Power BI. Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Power BI. That means for the next 6 months, which is 6 Saturday for just Excel and Power BI, I need us to get ready for the beginners. But for those of us that felt, well, I don't really need Excel, I don't need Microsoft Power BI, I'm already grounded in this. So what do I really need at the moment? If what you need at the moment is Microsoft Fabric, then get ready for serious business. We'll be looking at DP 600 and also data engineering, DP 700. So 600 analysis and 700 will be running through both of them during this track. It is also for another 6 weeks, which will run across 6 months. So every second Saturday, you can mark it out to be part of this. And there is another track. We really want to look at data and artificial intelligence. So we'll be looking at several other things around AI. AI is the key and the in thing now. So there is a track that focuses majorly on this, and that will be running every third week of the month. Every third Saturday, the same time, 2 p.m. prompts. The same time every third Saturday. So if you are interested in artificial intelligence, machine learning, regression, classification, clustering, you want to go into any of those advanced AI tool, and as it relates to AI, we focus majorly on what we do. And this will happen every third Saturday of the month. And finally, there is nothing you can do without really paying attention to data policy, governance, security. So we'll be learning more around Microsoft Purview. So, and this will be our 4th week. So every 4th Saturday, some months has 5 Saturday, the 5th Saturday you can rest. But for these 4 Saturdays, please make it a duty to be part of this journey. So, and if you know you can sacrifice 1 to 2 hours every Saturday, please, you are welcome, and see how you can learn, unlearn, relearn, upskill, do everything as far as learning is concerned. Now, let us move into the series for today, the 6-month free training. So DataSphere 4.0 series. And starting, it's kicking off today. And I'm excited. I'm doing the very first day. I want to let you know that there are lots of professionals in the community that can expose our eyes to several things in this community. And the community is growing. About 1,000 data AI professional. And I want to tell you, the aim is to make sure that all of us get to where we plan to get to in this data career. So bridging digital gap in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. That is us. And I will advise us to know more about us. Please visit our website, dataaidev.com. Data and AI skill developments. So dataaidev.com. Please feel free to visit the site. Or let me just do a fast rundown. This is our official site at the moment. You can get into the site to look at some of the things we do, about us, how we all started several years back, and what we'll be doing till today. The pictures of some of our past events, we have it all listed here with videos. So you can just catch up with on us on what we've done. And our last events that we had in Ibadan. At least you can also have a feel of it. So thank you very, very much. So back to my slide. Back to my slide. Okay. So the agenda for today, or do let me say today, because we have just an hour to spend together, maximum 1.5 hours every Saturday we meet like this. Now, I want us to look into introduction to data analysis using spreadsheets. Those days, what we have is spreadsheets. Lately, we start having lots of tools coming out to help in data analysis. Part of that tool is Power BI. So the very first Saturday of every month, we'll be touching both Excel and Power BI. But today, I will be focusing more on Microsoft Excel. Number two, getting started with using Excel as a tool. And we want to do what we call data cleaning and wrangling with using Excel. So we'll be doing some ETL stuff using Excel. And also we want to learn how to analyze data using our Microsoft Excel spreadsheets. And we'll be having a project work. So please, every week there is a series. The series has a project work. So I will encourage us, get involved in this project work, give it your best. And when you submit your project work, definitely we are going to take time to assess your project work and announce the best in each category. So give it your shots. Now, when we talk about introduction to data analysis using spreadsheets, I quickly want to run through three major modules here. The Excel interface, how you can navigate within your Microsoft Excel. We'll look at worksheet and workbook. Now, after that, we'll be looking at getting started with using Microsoft Excel. For those of you that are new, hello, is there a question for me, Rashid? Okay. Please, if there's any question, just let me know. I can't see the meeting screen. So just call my attention. Or if there's any question, drop on the chat. Please do let me know. So let me confirm. Okay, I think the section is recorded. Thank you very much. Those working at the back end. Okay, so we want to learn getting started with Microsoft Excel, entering of data, editing your data, not dates, copy and move your data, filling data, table and cell range, formulas and functions. We'll look at that. Then we'll go into the ETL part using Microsoft Excel. So we want to introduce ourselves to data quality, importing file data, basics of data privacy, data quality and privacy, removing duplicates from our data, data validation, dealing with inconsistencies in data, and also Power Query within Microsoft Excel. And after that, we also want to see how we can analyze our data using Microsoft Excel. So we're going to introduce ourselves to analyzing data using spreadsheets, filtering and sorting data in Excel. We're going to look at wonderful tools that can help us do merge or join of data. We say join in SQL Server, we say merge in Power BI, but in Microsoft Excel, we say lookup, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and we are going to look at some functions that are relevant these days, like XLOOKUP, filter, LETs. And also, we're going to learn how to work with pivot table and pivot charts. And at the end of the Excel parts of this particular week 1 series, not the Power BI parts, we don't have option. We are going to pick up a project, and all of us that are interested in the beginner's track, see how you can work on the project and get it submitted. So I want to say thank you very much. So without wasting much time, I'm going straight into the very first part of this series, of this training. So before we start, let me be sure we are all following. Please confirm you are with me. Can you all hear me?
Yes, so thank you.
Okay.
God bless you.
Thank you
We can hear
very
you, sir.
much. Oh, fantastic. So I will be throwing up my Microsoft Excel screen. So let me open up Microsoft Excel. So click here and search for Microsoft Excel. So I want us to also understand one fact when using Microsoft Excel. This is my Microsoft Excel interface. So the first thing, according to my contents, is introduction to data analysis using a spreadsheet. What exactly is a spreadsheet? A spreadsheet is this wide sheet that helps you to analyze, manage your data sets. And why do we call it spread? We call it spread because it is wide. It's not just few rows and columns. So it's made up of several thousands, million rows. So if I want to quickly go down to the last row in Excel, all I need to do is to hold down Control key on my keyboard and press the arrow facing down. Control and arrow facing down. This is to prove to you that this worksheet is really big and it has 1,048,576 rows. The same thing applies if I want to go back up, Control and arrow pointing up. What if I want to check the very last column I have on my spreadsheet? It's just to hold down Control key and arrow facing my right. So that takes me to the very last column, and I can come back to the first column in Excel. Now the question is, which one is column? Which one is row? Please don't let us make mistake. Columns are vertical, while rows are horizontal. So the rows are labeled 1, 2, 3, while the columns are labeled A, B, C. So we have columns and rows. Now back to the major points. So on this screen, Microsoft Excel is made up of what? Made up of several bars. The topmost bar here is my title bar. It's telling me book 3 Excel just because I've not saved the work. So it's planning. If I decide to save, it wants to suggest book 3. But if I give it a name, you will see the file name here. Now, again, we need to understand the difference between a worksheet and a workbook. A worksheet and a workbook. As you can see, this is a single sheet, which is at the bottom here, I can see sheet 1. I can add several worksheets to this screen, as you can see. And also, I can do one more thing. I can decide all these worksheets to save it in a book, and by default, it's suggesting book 3. I might decide to change the name at the point of save. So now let us quickly take a look at what they call ribbon, group, and commands in Microsoft Excel. As you can see, all these options at the top here, you refer to them as the ribbon tab. Menu tab. They are menu. When you click on it, different tabs comes under it. And that tab is referred to as what? Ribbon. If I go to any of this ribbon, they are broken down into groups. pay attention to details here. They are broken down into groups. This is an entire ribbon, the entire row here under data. This is called data ribbon, and data ribbon is broken into groups. If you see this vertical line cutting down, is a group, and the name of the group is always written at the middle center of that group. This is data 2. This is forecast group. This is analyze group. This is get and transform data. According to the name, you can get data, you can transform data. As analysts, we need to spend more time on that data too. When we talk about formulas, these are your formula tools. And if you are using the latest version 365, get ready for serious work, inserting your Python code into your work under Excel. So let's see the page layout tool. These are tools that help you manage your page layout. Drawing, you can see a lot of things you can use for drawing, inserting formulas, and sketch this formula, convert them to real mathematical formulas, and many more. Your insert tool, you can insert quite a lot of objects into your work. So let us see some of what we have under this during the course of the training. Now, there is one one menu tab that I did not click on, as I've been clicking on all others, giving me a ribbon. File will not give you a ribbon, rather it takes you to what you call the backstage. On the file, what can you do? You can do quite a lot of things here. Number one, a new work, you can open an existing work, you can share or see what was shared with you. You can get information, you can save your work, you can save your work as another name, you can print out your work, you can export your work, you can close your work, you can even verify your account, or there are quite a lot of options you can also handle here. So to be on a safer side, I want you to see I am running Microsoft 365. In case you see some things on my own screen that is not on your screen, please get to understand that the version I am running is Microsoft 365. So it might be slightly different from the version you are running. But please, if you really want to make headway in this career path, analyzing data with Microsoft Excel, I will recommend do not run any version less than 2016. That is my sincere, sincere plea to all of us on this call. If you check your version now and it is something less than 2016, that will not fly as an analyst. So a quick one, to be sure we are all following, check the version of your own Microsoft Excel and drop it on the charts. Let me see that scrolling in. Drop your version of Microsoft Excel on the chart. So I am running Excel 365. I've dropped mine. So everybody do the same thing. Oh, Office 365, Emmanuel, fantastic. Aha, so we are really in for business. We are really in for business. This is good. This is exciting. Now, let's move on. So I really want us to move a little faster, because now we've seen the Excel interface, navigation. How do we move around Microsoft Excel? To move around Microsoft Excel is quite easy. Just note something that is very, very important. Each of these boxes you see here is referred to as what? To as cell. These are cells. And please, every cell in Microsoft Excel has a name. Every cell has a name. The name of this cell is cell D5. D for the column, 5 for the row. You mention it and call it out, cell D5. And also, you can also come up here in the name box. This part is called the name box. The name box will always show you the name of the cell you are in at that time. Let me click on another cell. the name box is telling me G9, or I feel like going to cell F7932. I may not need to be scrolling. I can just come to the name box and type F7932. That is all. Once you hit your enter button, it takes you straight to the cell that bears that name. F7932. I want to go back to cell A1. I can come back to the name box and type A1. Once I hit my enter button, it takes me straight to that cell A1. Now, that is that. If you want to move on to any worksheet, you can move on to any worksheet by clicking on the worksheet. And on every worksheet, you can change the name of the worksheet. This worksheet is called sheet 2. I don't like that name. I mean, sheet 1. I don't like that name, sheet 1. I would love to call it January, Jan. I can right click on it. You will see rename option there. I can double click on the name and write the name I want right over that particular name that is here, Jan. That is the name I want to give to this worksheet. And I don't want the worksheet to be the first worksheet. I want to be the very last worksheet. What will I do? I can hold it down. Hold down your mouse. Once you move your mouse, you will see a piece of paper at the tip of your mouse. And as you move, it's telling you where do you want to position it. I want to position it after sheet 5. Then I release the mouse at that point. This is how I can move my worksheet around. I can also take it back to the beginning if I want to. Now, on this worksheet, I want to start entering data, formulas, and function. Data, formulas, and function. But before I do that, one of the content in my first item on my agenda is to also let you know the difference between a worksheet and a workbook. This is sheets. This is another worksheet. But everything put together is a workbook. I might decide to save this workbook. All I need to do is to click on the save icon. A dialog box will pop up like this. By default, if you're in 365, it wants to save your work in the cloud on OneDrive. But for the sake of this training, I want to save all my files on my local system. I can come to more option. Once I click on more option, I will say, please help me browse my system. It brings this dialog box up for me to save that file. And I would love this file to be in download folder. And the name of the file, I don't want it to be book 3. So let me use a name for our series. This is our DataSphere 4.0 series. Let me say DataSphere 4.40. So, and let me just call it that way, and I will click on save. But before I click on save, I want to open our eyes to several options that we have here. As analysts, sometimes you have done a great job and they told you, can you send us that file in CSV, in XML, in any form of formats? Please don't forget, under save as type, drop down the save as type. You will see quite a lot of options here. CSV, XML is also there. Plain text file is there. Some can request for it in PDF format and many more formats like that. Please let us understand this, that we can actually get our documents saved in any other format. In addition to that, somebody can tell you is using Excel, but can you send in that work to me? After you are done, you send the work to the fellow in Microsoft Excel. But very unfortunate, when he got there, he called you that his sending up error messages. It cannot open your work. Just take time to ask, what version are you running? If it tells you it's running 97 version, 2000 version, 2003 version, please, anything before 2003, there is no magic about it. Your recent version of Microsoft Excel, if you dare save in that format and you share with them, it will never open up. But if between after 2003 and today, any version within that line, no problem. They can easily open what they have, except you use some recent formulas and function in the maybe 365. I use something like X lookup, and I'm sharing with you. You are using 2013. 2013 will readily open, but some of the formulas will tell me I cannot read or understand this formula, but it will open. But 2003, 2010, 1997, I bet you it will not open that version. So what are you supposed to do? At this point, make sure you select Excel 97 to 2003 workbook before you eventually save the file. Don't just save it and send it out. If you learn macro and you've been able to put macros in your work, I don't think we're going to cover macro in this series. You put macros in your work and you feel like sharing that file with somebody, please make sure you put macro, you select macro enable before you save the file. If you dare save that book, the Excel workbook, I bet you, once it gets to the destination, no macro will be there again. So if you have to say macro enabled to keep your macro. And also a warning for saving CSV. You can have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4, and you feel like saving it as CSV. CSV does not manage multiple worksheets. The worksheet you stay in at the moment, at the point of saving as CSV, that is the only worksheet that will be saved. So also understand those details. So at this point, I'm selecting Excel workbook. And again, before I save, analyst, check and be sure the author that is showing at the bottom. Who is the author? Who is the owner of this work? The author is Ayodeji Folari. If you borrow somebody's PC to use, at the point of saving, you cannot claim ownership of that project because I can see the author easily. So you can also add a co-author. This section is co-authored by Rashid. Rashid what? Oguniran. Now, is allowed to have more than one author. You can add a tag to your file before you save. You can add a title. This helps during search of your work. And also, you can save as well thumbnail. But I want you to look at and point to something here, and I don't want us to overlook what is here. It's called tools. Let me drop down the tools. There are about 4 options here for me. People have been asking me, how can I protect my workbook? Not the worksheets, the entire book. Because I want to send the book to somebody. The information in that workbook is confidential. Now, this is where we manage some of those things. So again, let me start from the last one. The last one says compressed picture. I have so many pictures I have on my Excel workbook. And after trying to save it, is now about 120 megabytes because of those pictures. Now, I'm trying to send it via email, and my email is telling me, young man, I will not accept more than 20 megabytes. Most corporate organizations, they've configured their email not to allow more than maybe 20, 30 megabytes for attachments. Now, what will you do? Don't stress yourself. Just come and say, help me compress the picture. When you say compress the picture, I'm sending it via email. You'll be amazed. From 150, it can reduce to maybe 3 megabytes. But he has not deleted your picture, don't worry. The only thing is he uses 96 ppi instead of using any of these ppi for the pictures he sees on it. But it is a picture that is clear, they can see it. So that is that. Now, apart from compressing picture, general option. Under the general option, you can say, please, password to open this work. If anybody, anywhere, make attempt to open this work, they must get the correct password. I can put a password there. So once I put a password there, now it's asking me, do you want a password to modify? To open is different. To open the work, I can give a password. To modify the work, I can give another password. To modify the work, I save it and I send the work. Now, if I want to send the work to Prince, but the only person that is close to me, I collected his pen drive and I copied this work in the pen drive and I begged him, Rashid, please, this document is confidential. Help me take it to Prince, but do not open it. I beg you in the name of the God you serve. Because I lay emphasis on that beg, that will make Rashid to say, let me even see what is in the documents. Now, the question is this. I don't need to go that length. I can lock it up by passwording the book and save it. Once I've done that, I hand over the document to him. And once I hand over the document to Rashid, on getting there, if Rashid call me, the document is asking for password, don't worry, deliver it to Prince. I do not say it will not ask for password. I can now pick up my phone and call Prince. Prince, the password to that document is Rashid. Type the password, the document will open. Now, after opening the document, Rashid now saw that, so my name is the password. Rashid pick up the document again. And that's open the document. Password, he put Rashid. He now decide to modify the document. He will ask him for another password. So I will only release the password if I need anybody to modify the content in that document. But I can release the first one for them to open and see the document. Please, let's understand all this. But I don't want to lock up the documents so that I will not forget. This is for training. So I've removed the password. I can cancel or say, okay, there's no password there at the moment. So, and we also have some other option, map network drive. In the organization, you might have this Microsoft Excel, because we are many that wants to be using it at the same time. We can create a network drive, dump the work there. We use it as if we are using a real database, or we have web option. But the most important one, I've touched it here, and I can click on what? Save. This document has been saved. If I come up here to look at the name, it's no more book 3. It's now holding the name of this file that I have saved. Now, I have done the first part of 5 modules that we have for data analysis with Excel. Permit me to jump into the second part, which is, where is my PowerPoint? Okay, so permit me to jump to the second part. So the second part, we've done Excel interface. We've seen how we can move around Microsoft Excel. I've shown you worksheets and what? And workbook. So now we want to quickly learn how we can do data entry, editing data, copy and move, filling data, tables and cell range formats is loaded. Let us start. So any question so far, please? Any question? I hope I am not too fast. Let me get your feedback on the charts. Is the pace okay? Is it too fast? Is it too slow?
Do we have any question?
Okay. So I think we are good. Now, let's go back to thank you very much, Oyeniran. Oh, it's going well. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Oluwafemi. So right on. Thank you. Oh, good. So let's move on to the very next step. How do we enter data in Microsoft Excel? All you need to do is to make sure you are in a cell. In that cell, you type what you want. And once you type what you want, you commit it, you submit it, you enter it. If you don't enter anything, you just type your work, Excel is not ready, will not allow you to do any other thing again. For example, in cell B, in cell B3, let me zoom closer for all of us to see. I am in cell B2 at the moment. In cell B2, I type name in cell B2. I did not press enter button and I decide to come to the menu and centralize and do some things here. It will gray out everything because Excel is passing a message across to me. At the bottom corner here, you are still in enter. You must press enter. If you don't press enter, I will not allow you to do any other thing again. And I'm trying to centralize the name. Press enter first. When you press enter, come back to the name, then you can centralize. So now it's telling you I'm ready for the next instruction. Excel communicates with us. Excel speak to us. So the next step that I want us to pay attention to now is data entry in Microsoft Excel. As analysts, we need to be very conscious, attentive to this. I want to enter some data sets. I type first data set, second data set. I type Olajide, I type Idowu, and I type, today's date is 7/6/2025. And the last day of this month, we are in June. We taught something in primary school, 30 days are September, April, June, and November. June is 30 days, okay? 30/06/2025. Now, watch what I have entered in here. Look at these 6 transactions. I need somebody in this class to unmute and tell me your observation here. What did you observe? Anybody?
You have so many customers. There are different types of data.
Different types of data. Okay,
yes.
There are different types accepted. Is there another observation? Is there an observation?
They are not well arranged.
Some data
Alignment
are
is
by
not
the
there.
right hand side.
Okay, let me allow
Some
Light.
are the
Light,
left
you
hand
can
side.
go now. Light, you said what?
Some data are the right hands are aligned at the right, while some are aligned at the left hand side.
Thank you very much, Light. Some of these data sets are right aligned, while some are left aligned. Now, please, anytime you are dealing with numbers and dates in Microsoft Excel, by default, they are always on the right. Numbers and dates are always on the right. Tests, alphanumeric, string, they are always on the left. So in case you dare type a number, in your mind, it is a number. For example, 504, and I press enter. Please, because it did not jump to the right by default, come back and pay attention to what you have typed. What I type is not 504. I type letter O. Letter O, not number. That is why Excel said this is not a number. I will not use it for calculation. He has taken it to the left. Numbers will always be on the right. Understand that fact. Number 2, let us learn more about dates. If you type a date on your system and your date is on the right, please, that does not say today's date is correct. Because Some computer, they are American dating system, and some are using British dating system. My computer, for example, look at the second date. I typed 36. In Britain, they said day, month, and year. That's their own standard. The day, month, and year. And in America, this month, day, and year. If you are using American dating system and you type 30th of June 2025, you'll be shocked. This date will come to the left, and you'll be asking yourself, but they said date is a number. It should be on the right. Yes, but your system, dating system, is not the same. Sincerely, I don't know the problem between American and Britain. Because in US, they will tell you cop. Go to UK, they will tell you police. They will tell you cab. Go to Britain, they will tell you taxi. But I trust Nigeria, my Nigeria. We blend the two together. If you want to confirm what I've said, don't go far. Go to Murtala International Airports. All the taxi there, on them, they wrote taxi/cab. So pick the one you want and let us go. Compare to some country that say, no, this is our standard. The same thing has gone into the computer now. We don't have a standard. So either America or Britain. So you need to be very careful what you are typing, so that in my own system here, I type 7th of June. But by the time I exchange this data with somebody else, that is American dating system, they might think I type what? 6th of July. When they are doing reconciliation, consolidation, so many things, they'll be looking for what is not missing. They will look. The more they look, the less it becomes. So please, let's pay attention to those details. If I will recommend, why type your date like this and confuse yourself? Why not go ahead and type your date this way? 30th / first 3 letter of the month, JUN / 2025. 30th June 2025. Simple. Be it American system, British system, Nigerian system, don't worry. This will not stress anybody. It will take it up like that. Please understand what I just said. Now we have seen entering of data. If you want to modify your data in Excel, let's assume it's supposed to be 7/7. You can come here, double click and edit it. It's allowed. You can click on it and come up here to edit it. Is allowed. You can stay on it and press F2 on your keyboard. And press F2 on your keyboard is allowed. Once you press F2, it's already in edit mode. As you can see at the bottom here, it's in edit mode. Go ahead and edit it, then submit it. So all these, we use them to modify, edit our work. So at this point, I've shown to us all the necessary things we need to know as far as data entry is concerned. Entry your data, editing your data. So how do we edit our data in Microsoft Excel? I've just shown that to you. You want to copy and move your data. This is key. So to copy your data in Microsoft Excel is simple, but pay attention to copy. Copy can cause trouble if care is not taken. Now, I want to go to sheet 2 and call sheet 2 Feb. Call sheet 3 March. Now, I will come to sheet 2. In sheet 2, I want to quickly enter some transactions on sheet 2. I have serial number, and I want to have numbers 1 up to number 10. 1. And I learned that Excel can do series for me. How do I quickly leverage on the series in Microsoft Excel? Stay on that first one you've entered. Come to this small dot here and drag down. Now, after dragging, I got disappointed. I thought they said Excel can do series. Why are you repeating one for me? Please pay attention. It's telling you autofill option. Let me know the option you are interested in and stop complaining. Drop down the option. Option number 1 says copy. I only help you to copy. That is why it's picked that option. Oh, I don't want copy. What I want is what? Fill the series. Fill series. He has done the series for me. Oh, I don't want fill series. I want fill formats. Hey, this is another thing. I don't want fill formats. Fill without formatting. Flash fill. They are different fields. Let us talk about all these fields. If you really want to use Excel to solve problem now and in the future. So let me have again serial number here. This time I put 1. And this one, I decide to make it bold, make it italics, and change the color to color red. Again, yeah, I have serial number here. This time, I also have 1 here. But this one, I made it bold, italics, color red, and I increase the fonts. Now, on getting here, I want to drag down again. I drag. He has done the same thing. I will come here. Please fill for me. Fill means series means repeat 1, 2, 3. But fill format only or fill without formatting. Help me fill, but I don't want the format to be repeated. Or do for me a flash fill. It's going to repeat the series from the top. So everything depends on you. Everything depends on you. So let us learn how to do all this fill series. I don't want the format. I want the format. Now, back to the business of the day. I have a column for serial number. I have another column for name of staff. And again, I have another column for dates of birth. I think we always call it DOB. Am I right? DOB. Now, for the names, I want the names of my staff to be listed here. I start Wale. I start Adeyemi. I start Jidola. Jide. I move on to Harry. I move on to Lights. I move on to Gbemiga. I move on to Anne. I move on to Rashid. I move on to Oyeniran. And finally, I move on to Shola. Good. Now that I've written the name, I don't like this format he gave me. I can highlight and say, take out all this. But there is eraser here. Pay attention to what I want to do again. There is eraser here. Instead of me wasting my time, I can drop down the eraser and say, clear. Don't clear all of them. Only clear the format that is on this work. Straight up, my data is back to normal. I can clear entire thing with the content. I can clear the content and leave the format there. I can clear hyperlink. I've seen some work. The whole column is full of hyperlink, email, majorly email. Everything is already hyperlink. When you mistakenly click, it will go. And you want to remove the hyperlink and you are struggling. Highlight, my dear. After highlighting, drop this guy down and say clear hyperlink from it. All these things are to make life much easier for us. Now, this is ready. Date of birth. When did they give birth to each of these staff? So, Wale was given birth to on the 12th of May. 1972. And Adeyemi was given back to on the 24th of January 1991. Hey, 18, no, 18K, 1991. Olajide was born with Jesus Christ, 25/12/1992. And Harry was given back to on the 7th of July, 2000. And Light was given birth to on the 5th of August, 1999. Bemiga was given birth to on the 29th of 29th of 29th of February. Now February has 28th and 29th. Don't let me cause trouble for myself. 29th of January 1979. Okay, I want to do the same thing for others. Just copy for others down. Thank you very much. So you clear all the formats that I have on you. Clear the formats. Good. So now that I have cleared the formats, why are you like this? All these dates, I want them to be short dates, or I can pick up a format and use on top of my work. Now, this is okay for dates. I have done a great job here. I want to put a formula here. So the formula will help me calculate the age. Entering data, formulas, and function. This is a function. I want to calculate the age. I know somebody will say equals to age, AGE. And now you are looking, where is the age? Here. No. What we use to calculate age? We can use date diff. Date diff. Date diff means date difference. Help me work out the date difference. But if you are going to use this in Power BI, is date double F is for difference. But in Excel, just leave it to what? Single F. Date difference. Date difference between what? Between the dates I was born, comma, up till today. Up till TODAY. Today is another powerful function. We cannot run away from this function as an analyst. From the date I was born up till today, open a bracket and close the bracket. How should I present the answer to you? I want the answer in years. Y stand for what? Years. Let me press enter. That means Wale is 53 years at the moment. Adeyemi is 34 years at the moment, and he has calculated the years for me. Now, the next question is this. I want to have a copy of this data on Mash. Now, watch. I highlight. Are we together? Or I only want to copy the age. Don't let me copy the entire data. I only want to copy the what? The age. I highlight the age. Or I want the name and the age. Control, I highlight. Look at where I highlighted the name and the age. Somebody will say, how did he do it? Because if I highlight the name and I try to highlight the age, it leaves the name. How can I hold down the name and the age? So highlight the name, hold down Control key on your keyboard, then go ahead and highlight the age. I have highlighted two range of cells that are not continuous. Then I will say Control C We all know Control C to be what? Copy. If you don't know, come to Home. Under Home, in the clipboard group, you will see copy. So that is copy. It's already telling you that copy is also what? Control C, copy. I have copied. Then I'll come to Mash. On getting to Mash, I want to paste this work. Pay attention. On getting here, I can click on what? Paste. Oh, sorry. Did I click on copy again, please? In Mash, I can come here and just click on what? Paste. Now, when I'm pasting, you need to be sure of what you are pasting. Are you pasting the normal paste? Are you pasting with formula? Are you pasting with your function? Are you pasting with the format? Are you pasting? There are lots of things you need to consider when pasting. So if you just do copy and paste, you might be disappointed at the point of pasting, because what is here is not a data, it is a formula. And when you are copying a formula to paste, you need to be very, very careful. I have copied a formula. On getting here, I want to paste. On getting here, just right click and say paste. Look at what it gave me, because it's trying to do something. Let us see what it's trying to do. It's trying to do date different. That's why I tell you, I can't see the value that I will use to calculate the date difference. So please, at the point of pasting, or when you have finished pasting, quickly come here. The option will be given to you and say, please, I beg you, just paste only the value for me. So look at it here, values. Just bring the values. Don't bother to bring the formula again. So in that case, it's 53. You did not bring equals to date, and so on and so forth. So delete. Sometimes we want to move, we don't want to copy. It's allowed. You can highlight your work. After highlighting, then you can move the work. So when you right click, you can cut. You can cut the entire work from here. Cutting is not deleting, it's only moving it to another place. Cut this work. Cutting is not copying. Copy will still leave a copy there for you. Then I can come to Mash, right click here and say paste what I copied here. So it is allowed. And I saw something just now. In case you see hash on your work as analyst in the spreadsheet, hash simply means that the number you are trying to put here cannot contain this cell width. Just adjust the cell width a little to reveal the content. So that is that. I've shown you how to copy, how to cut, and different types of what? Of copy and cut. What if I'm taking this work to another spreadsheet? Another workbook. Let me open another workbook for us, another Excel. This is another Excel. I've not yet saved this work. Let me save this work. Save as. Let me also save it in download. And this time, I will call it DataSphere Data 5.050. And I say I am okay. Now, somebody now said, can you make a copy of that file here for me? Sure. Let me go to the other one that I am working on at the moment. Where is the other one? Yeah, this one. Now, I want to copy this Mash from here into that document. Some people will highlight, we copy, we paste. Why waste time? Because there will be lots of other things on the sheet, graph and so many things. Why? So just right click on Mash. There are quite a lot of things you can do. I can delete it. I can rename it. I can move it or copy it. I can view the VBA code or the macro behind it. I can protect this Mash. Nobody can edit the content that is in Mash. I can change the color tab for classification and categorization. I can hide it so that nobody can see it. But what I want to do is to do what? To copy it or move it. When I say copy or move, it's telling me where do you want to move or copy to? Because what I plan to do is to copy Mash. Make sure you click on create a copy. If you don't create a copy, Mash will leave this place and go to somewhere else now and forevermore. So for what I want to do, I will click on create a copy, drop down this place, and look at all the Excel that is opened. If you don't open Excel, don't think you will see it here. I have opened data 5050. I will say move it. No, copy it to 50. You now say when I get to 50, there's sheet 1 there. Should I move it to end? Which at the end of all the worksheets that you see there. I am okay. So this is data 50, and I already have Mash here now. I did not remove Mash from that place. Let me go back to that place because I selected what? Copy option there. So we have seen how to copy and move our work in Microsoft Excel. So at this point, we've entered data, we've edit data, we've copy and move, we've done filling. There is need to do table range. We've done some formulas, but there are some formulas and functions we still need to talk to. So please permit me, this 7 minutes past 3. Let me just quickly talk about table and range, and I will know that I'm done with the second item on my agenda. I've done the second item on my agenda. I'm left with 2 more items before we go into the project work. So the 2 other items dealing with data quality and privacy, data cleaning validation, and many more. And we also deal with some nice features, pivots, filter, and beautiful functions, advanced one. But let me quickly talk about table and what? Cell range. Now, please, we need to know the difference between a table and a cell range. This is a data set that we have done. On this data set, this is just on cell range. I was just typing it in a cell range. It is not a table. Now, let me drag this down further. Drag this down further so that I can have more days there. So let me also drag everything I have here down further. So that I can have more days there. The data is getting bigger. This is a nice big data set that I have here now. But this data set that I have here, I want to, let me add one more column, gender. So on the gender, what am I trying to do here? I have male, I have female. Now, let me come here. Let me come here and fill this down randomly. Good. So this data is getting much more interesting. Now, the question is this is not, as analysts, you are not supposed to be using your data on data range. It will not help you. You are supposed to be using your data as a table. As a table. How do we convert our work to table? You highlight. But what if this data is running to millions of rows? Will you keep highlighting until you get to the end? Don't waste your time. To highlight your data within Excel, make sure you stay on any data within Excel and press Ctrl A. It will highlight the entire data set. Don't go and stay outside your data range. If I stay here and press Ctrl A, I've done something totally different. Stay anywhere within your data set, I'll say Ctrl A. It will highlight that range for you. After highlighting, I want to format this as table. There is format as table under Home in the style group. This is style we are talking about. Or you can just say Ctrl T is allowed. When you say Ctrl T, the same thing will show here. Let me close this and come to format as table. So these are different options to format as table. And when also working as table, consider the company color scheme. I cannot be working in NTN now and I'm formatting with green. I don't know whether I'll go and collect my monthly salary in Globacom. So you must know what you are doing. So let me pick this option. The same dialog box you saw pop up. Now it's asking me my table. as header. Sure, there is header line on my table. That is why I must tick that place. If you don't tick it, that means it will not treat the first line like header line. Please, it has table, it's header line. I am okay. Now look at this. This is no more a data range. It is now a database. It is a database. For example, let me come here and say next year age. Next year age. What is your age next year? This is a small calculation. Next year age equals to what? The previous age. Look at what he put there. He said at age. He did not say F3 because it's now a database. It's now referring it to a column. The way we treat column in Power BI is square brackets. The same thing in SQL Server. We have promoted this work to become a data we can work with. So this is called a structured database. So age plus what? 1. So that is the age next year. And I don't need to drag that. Do you observe what happened again? I don't need to drag that. He has done it automatically for me. And if I want to have their email here, email. If the email is Wale at what's the name? Wale at, okay, let me say Wale W dot Wale. Watch what I'm doing. W dot Wale. I pick the W from his name. Like Adeyemi, A dot Adeyemi, Olajide, O dot Olajide. Now look at what I did. W dot Wale at what? At Gyre Computers. Oh, at data AI dev.com. Wow. Once I press enter and I come to the second one, let me expand this so that the email. The second person is A dot Adeyemi. A dot Adeyemi at what? Data AI dev.com. I have done 2 emails. Let me try the dot one. Oh, immediately I started the third one. He said, Deji, don't stress yourself. There is flash fill here. He has done everything for me. All I need to do is just to hit enter button. All the emails of this stuff have been created down the line. This is what we call flash fill. He has filled it using a flash approach. It's easier if your work is in form of a table. Now, watch this again. Because it's a table, watch this. This column C, column D, column E, F, G, H, I. I am on C3 under serial number. Let me go down on this list and see what happened. Immediately, the list gets up to the menu at the top here. He did something. He puts the name of the column as the column header. Instead of A, B, C, it has turned to SNO. That is another advantage of a table. You don't need to freeze the page. Don't worry. As you work, you can easily see the headers up there. So at this point, I want to tell you, I'm going to stop here at this point. So when next week, please don't get confused with the way we have arranged it. The continuation of this class is not next week, please. The continuation of this class is the first week in, we are in which month now? I think we are in June. Is the first week in July.
You are in June now.
Thank you, sir. So the first week in July, we continue this section. Next week, get ready for the professionals amongst us, not the beginners. For the professionals, come every second week and let us deal with Microsoft Fabric. For the professionals amongst us that wants to go into AI, data science, machine learning, come every third week, let us deal with that. For all of us, I will recommend data governance for all of us. But if you know you can give it the time, why not just learn? If you already know Excel, just do a recap. So please, our next class in this series, in this track, will be first Saturday next month. But next Saturday, get ready for data Microsoft Fabrics. So I hope we've been able to do little today. So before I hand over to my able moderator, I just want us to give a short feedback. How did you see the section today? Did you gain something? If yes, drop one thing you have gained on the chat. Oh, I can see some emoji. Thank you, Wale Ipega. Thank you, Anne. And I can see some of us dropping something. Emmanuel, fabulous. Emmanuel, thank you. Amazing teaching. Thank you, Godwin. Fabulous. Oh, I love this. So I want to appreciate, oh, Shola said thank you. I want to appreciate all of you for making our time to add value to what we all. At this time, I want to formally hand over to Mr. Rashid, our able moderator for today's section. Rashid, over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. I need to ask you a question, sir. There are some feedback I got from some people that has registered. For them, they said that 1 week for this training, in one session for this training in a month is a long time. That is there a way we can be creating a kind of assignment that they can run with for the period that will take them to the next class, so that they've not lost touch with what they've learned? Can we have something around this, sir?
Okay. So thank you very much, Rashid. So a weekly project. I actually have a project for the end of the section, but on the WhatsApp platform, please, if you are not on the WhatsApp platform, show by raise of hand. So I'm going to drop a project for the week, for the month on the WhatsApp. Oh, we have lots of people here that are not on the WhatsApp. Rashid, there's a way you create link that when they click on it, they will join WhatsApp. Can you help me drop the link on this chat?
I will do that now, sir.
Okay, thank you. So the WhatsApp, there is a link on WhatsApp where the data professionals meet. So Rashid will drop the link here, or any other person that has the link, just help us drop it on this meeting chat. So later today, let me work on a project. If I drop the project there, that project covers everything we learn. But let me reduce the volume of the project so that it will not pass the scope of what we've done in the class. I will drop the project that will keep us busy, play around with the project work, and let us see, challenge yourself. Even if we've not done some of those things yet, try to do it, learn, go ahead. So when next we meet, we can ask questions. So thank you very much. So the meeting link they are still waiting for it.
So